Hello, everybody. So, my name is Debbie Lucas, and I'm a spiritual business coach for spiritual entrepreneurs who want to fill their programs and offers with ease. And today, I want to talk to you about marketing from a place of abundance. I know that when I'm working with my clients, marketing is one of the biggest barriers and limiting beliefs that they have around achieving business success. And so, a lot of what I do with my clients is the mindset work around actually seeing marketing as a useful tool in your business, but it is necessary, but doing it in a way that feels aligned and authentic to you and your values. So I'm gonna go through. I've got a lot of notes here to make sure that I don't forget everything, and I'm gonna take you through, really kind of how you can market in a way that's authentic and market from a place of abundance. So for many of us, well, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially those in my world, if you're in the service-based or spiritual work, or you're a healer of some sort, you find yourself often walking that tightrope between growing your business and staying true to your values. And that can often feel at odds. Your passion lies in helping others, not in sales pitches, not in those cold DMs, the sleazy sales tactics, the discovery/sales calls, etc. That's not what you want to do. You want to help other people. But let's face it, your business needs clients to thrive. You don't have a business if you don't have clients, and that requires marketing. So today I want to help you reframe how you think about marketing. It doesn't have to feel pushy. Sorry, just checking my notes. It doesn't have to feel pushy, inauthentic, or even at odds with your mission and your values. Instead, it can become a powerful way that you serve, connect, and thrive, and all from that place of abundance. When I speak about abundance, I don't just mean financial success. It's a mindset of openness and trust and flow. And I know for us in the spiritual world, flow is so important. When you embrace this, marketing stops feeling like a task and feels like an extension of what you do and how you serve people. Okay, so I want to first take you into that really uncomfortable place of that fear of marketing. If you just take a moment to think about, if you have to market anything that you do, where does that take you? How does that feel in your body? Where do you feel that in your body? And that's the real fear. And we can't get into all the mindset work today, but I want to just kind of look at what some of the issues are around that fear. So most people that I work with, and people have told me this before, that they feel like marketing feels pushy and manipulative. And yeah, there are people who do that. There are people who are pushy and who are manipulative. And that's what a lot of business coaches teach. And I'm on a mission to shift that narrative and change that culture, especially for us in the spiritual world. But the biggest bit that I have found through all my experience and all the bits that I've read, and I've followed so many other business coaches when I first started out was, and kind of once I settled into what's right for me, is that fear of marketing is often set. It's because marketing is done from a scarcity mindset. It's a lack mindset. So there's two elements to this. The first bit is the fear that there isn't enough for everyone because the market is saturated, and that promoting your services feels like you're taking away from other people. So either taking people's money who can't afford it, or taking away from other people doing the same thing as you, and feeling like you're kind of stepping over the competition to kind of bring money and clients into your business. But the other bit around the marketing that I have found, and the pushy, sleazy bro marketing sales tactics is that they push, create lack, create scarcity, create urgency. And I've often seen, that they'll say, oh, my price for this is usually $10,000, but I'm giving it to you for $1,000. When they would never have charged $10,000 for that. So they're overinflating that price so that it then seems like you're getting a really good deal. And I can, even as I'm talking about it, I can feel it in the pits of my stomach. Like it's just horrible. But I've also been on calls with people, where I've had money in my hand ready to invest with what they're offering. And they're trying to push me on the call, on the Zoom call, to sign up there and then. And I'm saying to them, I want to work with you. I'm going to work with you. But don't force me into it right now. I've also had people following up with emails, I can extend this offer to tomorrow. If you don't make a decision by midnight, then the offer goes up to blah, blah, blah. And I kept saying, like, that's not what I'm about. That's not how I teach and coach my clients. Please don't do that to me. And they kept pushing, and I walked away. That's happened in fact, 3 times that I've had money in my hand, ready to invest. And as I've been exploring who I want to work with, and I loved what they were about until they did that. So I get that feeling, and that's not how we have to do it. And later on, I'm going to show you how you can do it in a way that's not like that. But when you sit in that place of scarcity, it limits you, but it also limits your clients. I've had people saying to me, like, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it, kind of thing, and I don't want to feel pressured into it. But abundance, on the other hand, allows you to approach marketing as an opportunity to give, and we're going to get into that in a little bit as well. When you market from a place of abundance, you trust that the right clients will find you. A lot of us work around, the law of attraction and keeping that vibration at that level of what we want to attract. So, when you're in that abundance mindset, it's much easier to do that rather than sitting in the scarcity mindset. You believe that there's enough for everyone. I know it can feel like the market is oversaturated. I've been there, that there's 100 other people doing the same thing that you do. And I'm not going to get into it today, but as a business coach, I'm not teaching anything new or radical. All I'm doing is taking, marketing, the marketing know-how and everything that I've learned, but putting it from a place of abundance and just putting my spin on it and creating that beautiful space from within which you can sell and market your business and your offers. So people can choose any number of business coaches, but there are people who felt aligned with me and my messaging and my approach, and that's why they chose to work with me. And that will be true for you as well. So even if you feel like the market is oversaturated, please know that there's more than enough to go around. There's 8 billion people on the planet, right? You're never going to be able to, okay, if you narrow it down, you're probably still going to have millions within your niche. And you could never even in your lifetime possibly work with all of them. So, when we start when you're working with me, we kind of break that down and we really look at what are the real figures and what can you realistically manage, and you realize that there is enough for everybody. And the other bit is that your success creates opportunities for others. I had a conversation with a friend a couple of weeks ago around co-creation and co-creating with the universe, and she had this beautiful download that she shared with me, and it really landed. Co-creation and co-creation with the universe. So first of all, let's break it down. The universe, we are all part of the universe. We are all connected. So my desires to have a successful business and to help other people with their businesses is co-creating with your desire to have a successful business. And so me creating that opportunity for you to grow and scale your business is a co-creation. So if I don't put myself out there, then I'm doing myself, you, the universe, everybody else who could benefit from your services as well at this service. And when we realize that kind of like intricate connection and how things ripple out, those like 6 degrees of separation and all the bits, then we realize actually that it is about creating opportunities for other people, because you never know the impact that you have on somebody, how that's going to ripple out and have an impact on somebody in their lives. So this mindset shift really changes everything. Instead of having a fear of marketing, see it as a tool to help more people and expand your impact and ultimately heal the world, because that's what a lot of you want to do. Okay, so take a deep breath, because this one always feels uncomfortable for people. Let's talk about pricing. Scarcity shows up a lot when people think about pricing services. And there's a tool, and if anybody's interested, drop me a DM or connect with me or send me an email, share my contact details at the end. I can share a pricing guide that's really helpful to kind of find that balance of, being compensated for what you do, but also your clients getting value. So I'll share that at the end. But if you don't set a price that reflects the value of your work, and you feel guilty about charging for something that you love to do, or you hesitate to promote your offerings and you worry that it feels salesy, and even just saying the figure fills you with dread, you need to remember this. Your work has value. Just look at all your client testimonials, all the successes that they've had, the difference that you've made, and absolutely your work has value. And you need to remember that you're not just offering a product or a service, you're offering transformation. And that's the bit that you need to focus on. When you work with me, we really look at your audience and we do a deep dive into, their pain points, but also their desires. And we focus a lot more on that because we don't want to keep people in pain. We want to look at where they want to go to, because that feels much nicer. But that transformation that you offer, it requires time. It requires energy. It requires your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, all the hours that you spend reading, watching videos, learning, doing certifications. It's okay to expect an exchange of value in return. The big mindset shifts that I work on with my clients is money is energy. And when you see, and people investing in the services that you offer as an energetic exchange, then you need to have it feeling like an equal exchange. If you're giving hours and hours and hours of your time, and I'm not just talking, and I'll come onto that in a minute, in terms of the actual time you spend working with your clients, and you're getting very little back for it, it's never going to feel in alignment. It's never going to sit well with you. And it's always going to feel like really just not nice and rubbish. When you understand that that's an energetic exchange, you can truly market with confidence, and you can truly speak about your pricing and the investment that people need to make for that transformation with confidence. So charging for your services doesn't diminish their value. It highlights it, actually. If you think about, if you go out and buy a pair of shoes and you spend £10 or $10 on it, you're not going to expect them to last very long. You're not going to expect them to be the best quality. If you go out and you spend $100 or $200 or pounds on a pair of shoes, you're going to expect quality. You're going to expect them to last. You're going to expect them to look great, and you're probably going to feel good wearing them as well. So think about that. The massive transformation that you offer and the difference that you can make in people's lives. They need to have skin in the game. I've run free webinars and boot camps, over the years, and loads of people sign up. Very few show up live, and very few then actually go on to engage because they don't have skin in the game. And I've done it myself before. It's free. I've not spent any money, so it doesn't matter if I show up or not. If I've invested even £10 or £100 maybe, yes, I kind of get involved and I kind of start working on some of the things, but sometimes it kind of wanes and peters off, and I maybe don't even finish it. And I've probably got like hundreds of courses that I've signed up for at $7 and $10 and that I've never actually gone and completed. But when I invested in a high-ticket business coaching program with the coach and a one-to-one program, I'll tell you, I was on every single call that I could get. I took every opportunity for feedback. I watched all the videos. I engaged 110% in the process because I was determined to get the value. And I knew that, the value that she was giving me in terms of, growing and scaling my business was, and, it felt like an energetic exchange that felt in alignment with me. It felt fair in terms of what she was giving me, what I was investing, but also what I was then being able to get out of it. So you really need to think about it in that way. And the other bit to think about, when we talk about marketing, it's essentially promoting your work. It's not about forcing people to buy. That's the pushy bro marketing sales tactics. It's about connecting with those who truly need the transformation that you offer. If you don't tell people how they can work with you, if you don't tell people what you do, nobody's going to know. It's like having, a blank storefront on the high street and people are walking past and they've got no idea what's in there. So they just walk past and probably don't even register it. If you've got a big sign out or you're standing at the front door smiling and inviting people in, they're going to go, oh yeah, okay, I'm a bit curious now, what's going on? Yeah, if it looks lovely and it feels lovely and you're looking good and you're looking confident and inviting people in, they're going to come in and find out more, and if you tell them what difference you can make for them, they're going to come into that, that proverbial storefront even more. Okay. So a lot of people that I've spoken to and that I've worked with, and even myself, have believed in the myth, and this happens a lot in spiritual circles, that you need to choose between being spiritual and being successful. That spirituality cannot be connected to business. Now, I know that might be controversial, but that is a belief that I've come across more often than I can count. And I believe that this is down to the fact that so many business coaches and other people push this 6-7-figure business lifestyle as a goal. Excuse me. But for us spiritual peeps, we're less materialistic. And I know that's same for me. And you know, I've done a lot of mindset work for myself around, is that because I don't believe I can achieve it? That's not the case. I'm not interested in the luxury cars and the luxury holidays and the big 6, 7, 8 bedroom homes. Yeah, I want to pay the bills just like everybody else without worrying about it. I want to be able to travel and do all the things that money allows you to do. But I found that most of my clients are the same. And what I crave and what they crave is the time freedom. Because let's face it, we'd all rather be sitting meditating in nature all day than having to hustle for clients all the time. So my goal in my business is to be able to serve people in a way that allows me to still do that, but allows me also to pay the bills, to go and travel and see the world and the places that I'd love to see. So, you know, we need to understand that spirituality and business isn't at odds. When you align your business with your values, and that starts falling into alignment, and what I teach is the Align framework. Very deliberately chose that acronym for the framework, because everything falls into place, everything flows. We have the balance between the feminine and the masculine energy, because yeah, we all love to sit in the feminine flow. That's the most beautiful space to be. And a lot of people don't like the masculine side of things, but you do need the strategy. And it's always, as anything in life, it's about the balance, the yin and the yang. So it's really important to kind of, you know, have something that allows you to create a successful business, which does require strategies, and it does require a bit more that masculine energy. But once you have it in place, then you can flow and you can sit in that space of serving your clients, which is what we all love to do. So again, when you're marketing from a place of abundance, it allows you to focus on service to others and not sales. And you need to see your business as a way to amplify your impact and heal the world. Trust that financial success doesn't compromise your integrity. It actually amplifies the good already within you. You know, yes, we've, you know, then again, we're not going to get into money mindset, but you know, but all the beliefs that culturally are around, you know, rich people are greedy. There's even a new song that's just come out in the last couple of weeks by Ella Henderson. I don't know the title, but the lyrics are, part of the lyrics are something about being filthy rich. So again, there's another, you know, and that's playing on the radio all the time. Every time I get in the car to drive, it's on, and it's filthy rich, filthy rich. And the ethos of the song is she doesn't need money to be rich because she's got her people around her and the love. And so it's a beautiful sentiment, but she talks about being filthy rich. We believe that, you know, we've got evidence of it, you know, people who have a lot of money, you know, sometimes not very nice people. But there's also, you know, if you do have money, and I'll get onto that in a little bit, you know, it allows you to do more in the world because you can potentially offer other things, lower ticket prices, or even for free, that allows you to reach more people. And, you know, that you're still going to fairly compensated for the other bits that you do. So marketing as an act of service, what does that actually mean? Instead of, you know, it's a way to share your message with people who need it. It's a way of getting out there how you can help people. And it reminds you that your audience actually wants what you offer. There are people out there, you know, you will have had people, worked with people who have wanted, absolutely been desperate for the transformation that you offer. And there's more out there. Your role in marketing is simply to show them how you can help them. So think about this for a moment. You know, I'm having this conversation with a client at the moment, you know, like she's kind of narrowed down her audience, but she doesn't believe that they're out there, or she doesn't know where to find them. Just take a moment and really think about, you know, how many people are there that are struggling with the problem that you solve. You might even know people in your friendship group and your family and your network who are struggling with that right now. That's just a drop in the ocean. There's so many more people out there. But you need to make it easier for them to find you. You know, as again, coming back to that storefront, if they don't know you exist, they're not going to be able to come to you and kind of accept the offer and the help that you have there for them. And they may never ask because they just don't know. You know, if I go onto a website and I really like, you know, if I'm maybe connected with somebody on social media, and again, website is just storefront really, and or even their social media profile, that, you know, I really resonated with something that they've said, and I then go and look for a link somewhere on their profile or in their bio, and I may or may not land on a page, a website, but I can't see what it is they offer. I can't see how I can work with them. There may be a link or a button somewhere to book a call with them, but I walk away from that, you know. But where I can see clearly exactly what offers they have, exactly how I can work with them, the difference that it makes for me, and there's a clear call to action on that. You know, book a call, yes, because I've got the information now, so I feel more comfortable doing that rather than kind of going into something blindly. You know, I have become their clients, and that's the same for your clients as well. Okay, we're nearly there. So again, thinking about money as a tool for impact. Again, abundance is often associated with financial success. When people think of abundance, they think of money coming in. But as I said earlier, it's so much more than that. And it's about understanding that money is energy. And again, when your business thrives financially, you have more resources that you can invest in your mission. So as I said, you can either go out and help other people, you can volunteer, you can do other things, that it gives you that space rather than feeling like you've got no time because you're trying to fill your calendar with all these clients. And the other bit is, you know, when you think about, you know, exchanging money and the energetic exchange, we need to move away from that mindset of an hourly rate, because you know that you've only got so many hours in a day. Even if you work 24/7, you would be absolutely exhausted within a couple of days to start with. You couldn't possibly maintain that energetically. And I know a lot of the people that I work with, and a lot of you are energetic beings, and you know, we need to protect our energy. So you know, you need to think about how you can work with people in a way that still allows you to serve them but doesn't drain you, because if you're burnt out and overwhelmed, you're going to be no good to anybody. And ultimately, when you're putting your message out there, when you're telling people how you can work with them, you're creating deeper impact, you're reaching more people, and you're deepening your service. Okay. So we're going to move now into a little bit more about how you can actually market in a way that's authentic with you and your values, and from that place of abundance. So there's two schools of thoughts about content that you put out there, whether that's on your website, whether it's your lead magnets, whether it's blogs, whether it's, you know, YouTube videos, and whether it's even just your general social media posting. It's a balance. You want to offer some free content because you want to give people a flavor of what it's like to work with you. You want to show that you know what you're talking about, that you know what you're doing. And it is a way to serve your audience. It builds trust, it shows expertise, and you know, when you work with me, we create, I don't like using the word funnel, but it is what it is, you know, a route in a way that people can come into your world and how they can work with you. And sometimes it is about having some of those free or low ticket offers that meets them at the place where they're at in terms of their financial mindset, their resources, and their time, you know, because sometimes a lot of people are time poor, and they're not able to kind of, you know, invest a lot of time. But, you know, maybe having a short self-study course is enough for them at that point, but it might bring them to the place where they are then ready to invest further with you as well. So when you give generously without a fear of losing, and that's really important, because a lot of people think, oh, well, if I give everything away for free, then nobody's going to actually want to pay for working with me and invest with me. And that's the balance of the content. And again, I can't get into it just now, but it is about, you know, being abundant and sitting in that place of abundance with sharing your knowledge and wisdom, but also, you know, not sharing everything, because, you know, you want to reserve that for the people, you know, who do actually go on and invest with you, because it's not fair to them if you're giving everything away for free and they're paying you for the exact same content. So there is that balance there, and that's important to remember as well. But it allows people to experience you. It allows them to see that you are the solution for the challenges that they face, that you are the solution for the desires that they have. And if you get that right, it makes you the easy yes when they do come to ask for, you know, how they can work with you. Other big thing, and I'm not going to get into this, is really understanding your clients and your soul clients, your audience, and that's a whole other input that I can do. So I'm not going to get into that, but it is really important as a foundation. That's what I always start with in my work with my clients, even if they feel like they know who their soul clients are. We go through it again, because once you have that clear, that makes everything else easier. Everything else flows. But I want to now move into thinking about how you can build trust, because again, there's that know, like, and trust factor. And trust is the foundation of abundant marketing. And part of that is being transparent. And so that's how that's how I work. And we've all been there, been in a really kind of exclusive shop, maybe it's a designer shop or something, and there's not a price tag in sight. And you're thinking, I really love that lamp. I really love it. And it will look beautiful in my living room. But I ain't asking how much it costs, because I know if I've got to ask how much it costs, then it's going to be too much and I probably can't afford it. Okay, some other abundance, money mindset stuff going on there. But you know what I mean? And I'm the same. Like if I land on somebody's website and their pricing isn't on there, it puts me off, because then I feel as a client, a prospective client, I'm going to have to go on that sales call, and they're gonna do the sales pitch, and then they're going to drop this big bomb of how much it is. And there are two schools of thought around, do you put your pricing on or do you not? And again, I'm in the school of, yes, you put your pricing on your website and you're clear about it. Those that aren't, that feel like, don't, especially for your high ticket offers, don't put the pricing on, get them into the call and then convince them of the value that you offer. That's when we start falling into those sleazy bro marketing sales tactics. And that's, it just back in my stomach again. It just feels like this rock sitting there, and it feels icky. So, I know if I'm, and even if it is in the multiple thousand figure bracket of what I'm going to be investing, if I go into that knowing that that's what it is, then I'm not wasting my time and I'm not wasting their time. And I don't think that I've ever gone into a call with somebody where I didn't know that, because if I just wouldn't do it. And I imagine a lot of people feel the same way. So being upfront with your pricing, your offerings, and what clients can expect and get for it is so, so important. And, I do, as a side, I do website design work as well. And it's something that I really work with my clients is, let's really look at, that's where your sales page copy comes in. So, if you know your audience, if your messaging on your social media and your website is transparent, it shows the difference you can make. It shows how the transformation has worked for you, for other clients, and it's just shows everything that you do and what you're about. By the time, if you decide to do discovery calls, I'm not calling them sales calls, or even a connection call or an alignment call, as somebody called it once with me as well, which I think is beautiful. It really is just the alignment call then is about, getting to know the person, then getting to know you, and you're both deciding, like, are we the right fit for each other? Because sometimes somebody will come on a call and you'll know they're not your soul client, and you'll have that niggle. And I've been there and I've said, yes, I'll work with you. And then it's been an absolute nightmare. But I've also had clients coming on who have just felt such a joy, talking to them with, and they felt the same, and the connection's been there. And you can also, share your personal journey, including your struggles. It humanizes your brand. 99.9999% of the time, we were our own soul clients in a future version, a previous version of ourselves. So, yeah, we don't want to go back to that pain and go back to the past, but actually showing that the struggles that people are going through absolutely means that people, know that you get me, you understand the problems that I'm facing, and, they kind of, they want to work with you. And likewise, sharing case studies anonymized or with people's permission for their names, really showcases the journey that you take people through. So really remember that as well. When you're sitting in that place of abundance, again, coming back to marketing from a place of abundance, it creates a space for honesty. When you're transparent, your audience feels safe, respected, and ready to engage with your work. And that's so important. So there's some more practical ways. I've got 5 steps here before I finish up to kind of really show you, like that steps that you can take to market authentically and from that place of abundance. So first of all, start with your mission, your why. That's the foundation for every marketing effort that you have. And again, you know, when I work with my clients, we do a massive branding strategy exercise, and we really dig deep into that so that they have a mission statement, a vision, and that, you know, that they clearly got their values, you know, mapped out in terms of what they want to do. And that, you know, is based on who their audience is and what they do, but it forms that foundation of their messaging and their strategy moving forward. Work from a place of generosity, which it could be another word or synonym for abundance, but, you know, share free content, you know, freely, that shows and serves your audience and showcases your expertise and showcases the difference that you can make. Another one that people often struggle with is the social media aspects of it. You know, people like that, you know, it just feels like a chore, it feels like work. But once I had that mindset shift and I truly connected with my soul clients, actually creating content for social media is a joy now. I love sharing what I know, and I love sharing how they can work with me. So sometimes I can look like sharing tips and guidance. I can be sharing stories, either your own or a case study, or just telling a, you know, you could tell a kind of a metaphorical story, or a oh, what it's called now, like an idiom, yeah, you know, like metaphorical stories, behind the scenes glimpses of the work that you do. Again, you know, depending on what type of work you do, you know, doing B-roll shoots, you know, just having a camera filming you going about your day, and doing voiceovers with that. You know, there's so many different ways you can do and create content with. You can offer free elements of, you know, maybe covering a small part of the work that you do. So that could be like workshops, it could be webinars, it could be boot camps, it could be challenges. And it's about providing some level of value, but it gives you a great stepping stone to introduce your paid services. And again, so I've just this week run a boot camp, and from the very start, I told them, at the end of this, I'm going to tell you how you can work with me in a deeper level. You know, the work that we're going to be doing in this 3-day boot camp is only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. And so I will share that with you at the end. And at the end of the webinar, I completed the, you know, the day 3 input that I was doing, and then said, for those of you who are interested and want to hear more, you can stay and listen to what I'm going to offer you next. Everybody stayed, thankfully. But you know, I was open and upfront with that. It's on my website. You know, if you book a complimentary strategy call with me, you get a welcome guide that tells you, like, here's the ways that you can work with me. My prices are on there. Everybody knows it. And I actually ask a question as part of that strategy call, like, you know, are you looking to invest in a coach right now or not? And if they say no, then I know, right, I'm going in offering the value that I promise for my strategy call. But if they say yes, then of course I'm going to tell them about how they can work with me. So that's ways that I do it, and it's ways that you can do it as well. And lastly, we can't sit in a place of abundance if we don't sit in a place of gratitude. Celebrate the clients you have had in the past, the clients you currently have, and trust that more will come. Sit in that place of as if it's already happening, all the things that you know about sitting in gratitude, and focus on serving from your heart, because that's what we're all. Yeah, we're all heart-centered entrepreneurs. It's not a phrase I use, but that is what we are. We're all soulful people, we're all spiritual people, and we all want to help heal the world. Okay, so just to conclude then, you know, marketing absolutely does not have to feel pushy or inauthentic. You can do it with integrity and from a place of abundance, and it just becomes a natural extension of the work that you do. When you lead from a place of value, when you trust in the flow of abundance and you're aligned with your mission, you can market authentically without ever having to compromise your values. Abundance isn't about taking. It's about giving, sharing, and trusting that there's enough for everybody. You know, even you know, and the bit that when I was doing a lot of work around abundance and an abundance mindset, you know, even when I'm at the supermarket buying, you know, milk and bread, or doing my grocery shopping, anytime I exchange money or tap my card these days, I will always say in my head, the abundance of the universe flows through me. The abundance of the universe flows through me. And if we see, you know, when we're talking about, you know, money, because that's what we need to have a successful business. if you see it as an energy and you see that flow, somebody's investing in you, but that money's flowing back out again, and you're investing in other people. You're helping your local economy. When you're buying things. So it's really about that flow that we all love to work in. And lastly, marketing is a way to share your gifts with the world. If you've followed me for some time, you'll know that I say, actually, you're being very selfish if you don't market, because if you don't tell people what a difference you can make for them, then they're never going to know, and you can never help to heal the world. Your clients are waiting to find you. You just need to tell them how to do it. Have a great day, everybody. And then if you are interested in learning more about what I do, or even the pricing guide I spoke about earlier, my website is eyesondigitalmedia.com. And I'm sure that Sergio will share all the details there with you as well. I'm on LinkedIn is where I'm mostly active, but I'm also on Facebook. Instagram, I'm not really active on, but you can send me a DM there, and I do check it, a couple of times a week. Or my email address is enquiries@eyesondigitalmedia.com as well. I'd love to connect with you, and even jump on a strategy call, and you can see how I love to model to my clients how I market. So book the strategy call, see the flow that I have of that, and how I approach those calls as well. I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week. Take care.